nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like a step-dame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, fill straight, serve the Athenian youth to merriment, awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals, the pale companion is not for our call. Hippolyta, I woo thee with my sword and won thy love by doing the injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Come, I say. Happy be, Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, Goudy. What is the news with thee?
With vexation to mine, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, and my noble lord. This man hath by consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung, with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient law of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, one to whom you're but a form in wax, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind wanting your father's voice. The other must be held the worthier.
I would my father look, but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I may bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or abjure forever from the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloister mute, a barren sister all of your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that asked to sow their blood, to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which, withering upon the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, or I will yield my virgin pen up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me in everlasting bond of fellowship. Upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar protest for high austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain rights.
You have a father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him. And she is mine, and what is mine I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius's. And, which is more than all these boasts can claim to be, I'm beloved of the beauteous Hermia. Why should not then I prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll vouch it to his head, made love to Nader's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconsistent man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius so thought the spoke thereof. But, being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come and come against. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, by which no means may we extenuate, either to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta. What? Cheer, my lord. Aegeus! Aegeus and Demetrius, go along! Must employ you in some business against our nuptial, confer with you something that nearly concerns yourselves.
Duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
He's like the one of rain, which I could well be teen from the tempest of mine eyes.
I mean, thought that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history. The course of true love never did run smooth, but either were different in blood,
Oh, cross too high to be enthralled too low.
or else miscraft in respect of years.
Oh, spite too old to be engaged too young.
Or merit stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell, that she was loved by another's eye.
Or if there were sympathy and choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making momentane as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the cloudy night, then his spleen unfolds both heaven and earth. There a man hath the power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up, so quick bright things come to confusion.
Then true lovers have ever been crossed. It stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is customary cross, as due to love, as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancies follow us.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house, remote 7 leagues. She respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee? And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, steal forth from my father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena, to do observance to a morn of May. There will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best hour with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' star, by that which in his soul's and prosperous love, and by the fire that burned the Carthage queen, when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men had broke, in numbers more than ever women spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly I will meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair, your eyes are lodestars and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so, yours would I catch for Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Teach me how you look and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself shall fly this place. Since the time I did Lysander see, seems Athens is a paradise to me. Oh, then what grace my love do dwell, that he hath turned to heaven and to hell.
Helen, to your minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with pearls the bladed grass. A time that lovers' flight still doth conceal. Through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And into the woods where often you and I upon plain primrose beds were wont to lie, leaving our bosoms of our counsel sweet. There my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to meet new friends in strangers' company. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight from lovers' fleet till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my love. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius stood on you.
How happy some other son can be. To Athens I am thought as fair as she. Well, what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know all that he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyne, so I, admiring of his qualities, thinks base and vile, holding no quantity. Love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is the winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste. Wings and no eyes, figure in heedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in games themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. And ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hailsome heat from Hermia fell, so he dissolved, and shores of oaths did melt. I will go tell of fair Hermia's flight, and to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But hearing me nigh to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Here, you must call generally. Man by man, according to the script. Here is a scroll of every man's name which is thought fit. Through all Athens, to plan our interlude for the Duke and Duchess on their wedding day at night.
First we do the quince, so to play tree song. Then read the names of the actors, so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
Thou last some tears in the true performing of it? If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I can play Hercules rarely, or part Terra Catan to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This is lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' name, a tyrant's name. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe upon you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Faith, let me not play, woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all what? You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak it as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe! Thisbe! Oh, Pyramus! I love her, dear! Like Thisbe, dear! Thisbe, dear!
No. You must play Pyramus. And Flute, you, Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Pyramus' mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
Snout, you must play Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner, you, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitting.
Have you the lion's part ready? Pray if it be. Give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extemporaneously, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar. I will do any man's heart good to hear me. Roar! I will roar, that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again! Roar! Let him roar again! Roar!
And you should do it too terribly. You would frighten the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us, every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if you should frighten the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice, so I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you into where any nightingale. Tweet, tweet, roar, tweet.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore you needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard do I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in your straw-colored beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple and green beard, or your French crown-colored beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and therefore you will have to play barefaced. But masters, here are your parts. I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to meet me in the palace wood, a mile throughout the town by moonlight. There we will rehearse, or if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw us a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
At the Duke's Oak, we meet.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, thorough brush, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to do her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall, her pensioners be, in their gold coat spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in their freckles live their savors. Now, I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl on every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lot of spirits, all be gone. The queen and her elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed, the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing, fell in wrath, because that she her attendant hath. A lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. Jealous Oberon would have the child, neither was trained to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the beloved boy, crowns with flowers makes him all her joy. So now they never meet in Grover Green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do swear that all their elves for fear crawl into acorn cups and hide there.
Either I mistake your shape to make you quiet, or else you are that shrewd knavish sprite, called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he, that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the corn, and bootless make the breathless housewife turn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet pop, you do their harm and they shall have good luck? Are not you he?
Thou speakest all right. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal, sometimes lurking in a gossip's bowl, very lightness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks, against her lips I bob. On the withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest hand telling the saddest tale. Sometimes the 3-foot stool mistaketh me, then slip I from her bum, and down topples she. And Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and all the choir hold their hips and laugh, waxen in their mirth, and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. Oh, but room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here, my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ailment by moonlight proud Titania.
What jealous Oberon, very skip hence I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shade of Corinth sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and bursting up to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steep of India, but that forsooth the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and your warrior love to Theseus be wedded, and yet you come to bring their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania? Glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy trust to Theseus. Didst not thou lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom we ravished, and make with fair Igleus break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. Never since the middle summer spring met we in hill, on dale, forest, and mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beach margin of the sea to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds piping to us is in vain, as if in revenge have sucked up from the sea. Contagious fogs which falling in the land hath every pelting river made so proud that they have overboard their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and the crows are fatted with a myriad flock. The 9 men's moors is filled with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green for lack of tread are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter cheer. No night is now with him or carol blessed. The moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And thorough this distemperature, we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts fall on the fresh lap of crimson rose, and on old times thin and icy crown. An odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childly autumn, angry winter change their wanton liveries in the mazed world. By their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progency of evils comes from our debate, our dissension. We are their parents and originals.
To amend it, then, it lies new. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often has she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. And we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty endless swimming gait, following her womb then rich with my young squire, would sail upon the land and imitate, and fetch me trifles and return again, as for a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And it is for her sake do I rear up her child, and it is for her sake that I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlit revels, then go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me the boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom, fairies away, we shall try downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle pup, come hither. Thou rememberest since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such a delicate and harmonious breath, that from rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music?
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vessel, thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it appears 100,000 hearts. I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft, quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and imperial Vauches passed it on and made a meditation fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's moon, and maidens call it love and idleness. Fetch me this flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyes laid will make, or man or woman, now thee dote on the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou ere again, ere Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle around the earth and 40 minutes.
Having once dished juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next creature she, waking, looks upon, be it lion, wolf, or bull, unmeddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love, and ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I shall overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where's Lysander, fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldest me they're stolen unto this wood, and here I am, woed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant. You draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather not in plainest truth, do I tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel. And Demetrius, the more you beat on me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spur me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, worthy as I am to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
You tempt too much the hatred of my spirit, for I'm sick when I look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You impeach your modesty too much. To leave the city and commit yourself into hands of ones that love you not? To trust the ill counsel of a desert place and the opportunity of night with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I'm not in the night, nor doth this world lack worlds of company. For you and my respect are all the world. Then how can it be said that I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of the wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds a chase. The dove pursues the griffin, the mild hind. Make speed to catch a tiger, bootless speed. When cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. For if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
I in the temple, the town, the field. You do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlip and the nodding violet grows, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania sometimes of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enabled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this I'll shake her eyes, and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it so that the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garment he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. Meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come now, around on a fairy song. Some to kill cankers in the muscular's buds, some war with rare mice for the leather wings to make my small elf coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl, the nightly hoots and warnings that our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices and let me rest. You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Newts nor blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby. Lullaby, lullaby. Never harm, nor spell no charm. Come, our lovely lady nigh, so good night with lullaby. long-legged spinners hence. Beetles black approach not near. Worm nor snail do no offense.
Philomel with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby. La 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 lullaby. La 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 lullaby. Never harm, nor spell, nor charm. Come, our lovely lady night. So good night with lullaby.
Hence away now all is well. One aloof stand sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear, when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
I love you, Andrew.
Fair love, you faint from wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. Rest us here, if you think good. Tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that unto your heart mine is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchanged with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom me deny. In lying so, love, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily, not much bestrewed my manner and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, in love and courtesy, lie further off yet in human modesty. Much separation, as may well be said, become a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and farewell, sweet friend, our love near altar to our sweet lives' end.
Amen. Amen. To that fair prayer say I. Then in faith, when I am loyal tie, here's my bed, sleep give thee all thy rest.
With half the wish that wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest I have gone, but Athenian found I have not. Against whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love, night and silence. Who is here? Whole weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid. Sleep his seat on the island. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
Stay on that peril. I will go alone.
Or wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so. I'm out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Be as Hermia, wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. So my eyes are oft no worse than hers. No, no, I'm ugly as a bear. For beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel of Demetrius. Do as a monster, fly my presence thus. What wicked and disassembling glass of mine mid me compare with Hermia's fiery eye? Who's here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live good, sir, awake.
And run through the fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helen that nature shows true art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Oh, where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word. to that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Sander, say not so. Would though he love your Hermia, Lord, but though, yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes I with her have spent, not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not change a raven for a dove? Man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe to their season, so I being young, now ripe not to reason. Touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will. Leads me to your eyes, why overlook? Love stories written, love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hand did I deserve this scorn? Isn't it not enough, young man, that I did never know nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye? But you must flaw my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. Very well, perforce I must confess, I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused, should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there. And never mayest come Lysander near. For as the surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings. And of the heresies that men do leave, hated of those they did deceive. So now my surfeit and my heresy, hated of all but most of me, I'll gather my will and my might to honor Helen and be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. I may for pity what a dream was here. Look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Alack, where are you? Speak if you hear. Speak of all love, I swoon almost in fear. No? Then I will perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
For our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage. This hawthorn brake our tiring house. And we shall do it in action as we do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince,
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword, kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By your lake in a perilous fear.
I believe you must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And, for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Let the ladies be afeard of the lion.
I fear it. I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider it yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is the most dreadful thing. For there is not a wildfowl more fearful than your lion living. We ought to look to it.
Well, therefore, another prologue must tell us he is not a lion.
No, nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck. And he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name, and plainly tell them he is snug the joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there's 2 hard things, that is. To bring moonlight into a chamber, For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar! A calendar! Look in the almanac! Find out moonshine! Find out moonshine!
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then do you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open and the moon may shine in at the casement?
I marry must it, or else one must come in with a brush of thorns and a lantern, and say he comes to disfigure, or to present a person of moonshine. Then there's another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
One can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. And let him have some loam, or some plaster, or some rough cast back to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus, and through this cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break. And so everyone, according to his cues.
What happy homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play for it? I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see a cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odorous. Odorous.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here. Must I speak now?
Aye, marry must you. For you must understand, he goes but to hear a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose, a triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, and eke, most lovely Jew, as truest horse, that yet never tire. Meet thee, Pyramus, at any stew.
Ninus's tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tired.
Oh.
As truest horse, that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Red masters! Fly masters! Help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you round about. Through bog, through brook, grape, briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound. A hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire. And they bark, grunt, and roar and burn. Like horse, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why did they run away? This is a behavior of them making you fear.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? See an ass of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee. Thou art translated.
I see your knavery. This is making an ass of me. to frighten me. If they could. Well, I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I shall walk up and down here, and shall sing, that they will hear, I am not afraid. The owl cocks so black of hue with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his notes so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, plans on cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man does mark and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wits so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie? Who cries, cuckoo, never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. For mine ear is much enamored to thy notes, was mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's perforce doth move me. And on first view to say, to swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can plead upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. If I have wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain whether thou wilt or no. I am spirit of no common rate. The summer still attendeth on my state. And I do love thee, therefore go with me. I will give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep and sing while thou on fresh flowers dost sleep. Peas blossom, cobweb, mustard seed.
Ready? And I? And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gamble in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees. Or nights with his crops, their waxen thighs. To have my love to bed into arise. Nod to him, elf, and do him courtesies. Hail, mortal. Hail. Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy, heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you more acquaintance, good Mistress Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest lady?
Peas blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Peascod, your father. I shall desire you more acquaintance too, good Mistress Peas Blossom. Your name, I beseech you, ma'am.
Mustard seed.
Good Mistress Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly, giant-like ox meat hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred hath made my eyes flutter ere now. I shall desire you more acquaintance too, good Mistress Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon me, lead him to my bower. The moon methinks looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower. Some lamenting and some enforced chastity, and tie up my lover's tongue, and bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, my spirit? What night rule about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love, and happened close to her consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour. A crew of patches, rude mechanicals, who work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for Theseus' nuptial day. The shallow thick-skin of their sword, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break. When him at disadvantage I did take. An ass's knoll I fixed on his head, and on his Thisbe must be answered. And forth my mimic comes. When they him spy, as wild geese at the creeping fowler eye, or russet-padded coughs many in sword, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So I decide away his fellowers fly. And here in or when one falls, he murder cries and help from Athenian calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, did senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there, when in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania awakened and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet lashed the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, so of force when he wakened she must be eyed.
Stand close, this is the same Athenian.
Oh, this is the woman, but this is not the man.
Well, why rebuke you him that loves you so, and lay such bitter breath on your bitter foe?
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, unclear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being orange shoes plunged in the deep, and kill me too. The day was not so true unto the sun as he to me. If we're stolen away from sleeping Hermia, I fear this whole earth may be a bore, and the sun may to the center creep, and so displease the noontime with the antipodes. It cannot be that thou hast murdered him, so should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murderer look, pierced to the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you look as clear, as bright as yonder Venus in a glimmering sphere.
What? This to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur, thou drivest me past the bound of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Hast thou looked upon him being awake? And hast thou killed him? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent never added stung.
You waste your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege, never to see me more, and from thy hate part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There's no following her in this fierce vein. Hence, therefore here, for a while I will make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. A finest prison must perforce ensue. Some true love turned and not a false turned true.
And then fate rules that one man holding troth. A million fail, confiding oath on oath.
About the wood goes swifter than the wind. And Helena of Athens, look thou find. All fancy 6 years and pale of cheer, with sighs of loves that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes, again she do appear.
I go, look how I go. Swifter than an arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hid with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky.
And my fairy lord, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by thee pleading for her lover's speak. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Well, then we'll two at once rule one, and those must needs be sport alone that do best please me, which befall preposterously.
Why dost thou think I wound scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vow so born. Your nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, O devilish holy fray, those vows were Hermia's. Will you give her or? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put in 2 scales, will even weigh, both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Chrusciel is muddy, oh, how ripe it show. Those lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. Let me kiss thy hand, the seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see your all events set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so. To vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena? A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision? None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You're unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. For you love Hermia, this you know I know. And now with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield to you my part. And yours of Helena, to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will to my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
You love Hermia and not Helena. If ever I did love Hermia, all that love is gone, and home it has returned to Helena.
Helena is not so.
Look, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night, that from the eye the function takes, the ear more quick about apprehension makes, wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompetence. Not but my eyes, the cinder found, mine ears, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly did thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love can press a sander from my side?
My Sander's love, that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more than beguiled tonight, did all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Cannot this make thee know? The hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three, to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Jurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we chid the hasty foot a time for parting us? Oh, is all forgot? All school days' friendship, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needle created both one flower, both on one sampler sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key. And will you rent your ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? 'Tis not friendly, it is not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not, it seems you scorn me.
Have you not sent Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And meet your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot. Call me goddess, nymph, divine, rare, precious, celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul? Tender me, pursue with affection? By your setting on, by your consent? But though I be so nice and praises you, so hung upon love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persevere, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. Fare ye well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
Away, ye Ethiop.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I tell you, I love you more than he can do.
If thou should withdraw, and prove it to.
Come quick. Yield, kind sir, for you are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat. Thou fur, vile thing, let loose. I shall shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out. O load medicine, O hated potion, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, soothe, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I'll not have your word, for I perceive a weak bond to hold you.
What? Shall I hurt her? Kill her? Strike her dead? Though I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate me? Hate me, wherefore? Oh me, what news is this, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I'm as fair now as I was a while ago. Since night you loved me, since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid! In earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, never did desire to see thee more. Be certain, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh me, you juggler, you cankered blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine eyed faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame?
Why so? That's the way the game goes. Now I perceive that she is made compare between our stature, and with her height and her personage, her tall personage, pursued she's prevailed with him. And have you grown so high in his esteem because I'm so dwarfish and low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low that my nails can reach into thy eye.
I pray you, may you mock me, gentlemen. Let it not strike me. I was never cursed. I'm no gift at all in shrewdness. I'm a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You may perhaps think that because she's something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower hark again.
But Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you? Save that. In love unto Demetrius, I told him of yourself into this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chimney heads, and threatened me. To spur me, strike me, nay, to kill me too. So now, let me quiet go. To Athens I will bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go! You see how simple and how fond I am?
Why get you gone? Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, Lysanders?
With Demetrius.
Fear not, Helena. She'll harm thee not.
No, she shall not, although you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Nothing but low and little. Why do you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get gone, you dwarf. You minimus of hindering not grass maid. You bead, you acorn.
Yes, you are too officious. And you, leave Helena alone, for you love Hermia.
She holds me not. Follow if thou darest. We'll try who's more right in Helena, thine or mine.
Follow? Now go with thee, chase my jowl.
You mistress, all this toil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thy makest, or else committest thine avarice willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed in Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad it did thus sort, as this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hide therefore of an overcast night. The starry well can cover thou anon, where trooping fog as black as Acheron. And leave these testy rabbles to go astray, as they come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, and stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong. And rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus. Pressure the herb of this into Lysander's eye, who thicker has such virtuous property. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this do they employ all to my queen, and beg her Indian boy.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I'm feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then, to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again, thou coward. Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookst for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come now, child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He's the file that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. Villain is much later healed than I. I followed fast, and faster did he fly. And fallen am I, in a dark, uneven way. Here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day. That if thou desire to show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge his spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Lysander, where art thou? Thou shifting to every place. Speak again.
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mockest me. For I have grown tired in this weary chase. Hence, therefore for a while here I will make some stay.
Fate thy hours, on comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight. From these that my poor company detest, and sleep that sometimes shuts its sorrow's eyes, and steal me away from mine own company.
Yet but three, come one more. Two of both kinds makes up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, but to make poor females sad.
Never so weary, never so unwell, bedabbled with the dew and torn by the briar. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desire. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander if they mean a friend.
On the ground, sleep sad. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known, that each man should have his own. Jack will have Jill, not shall go ill. The man will have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Where's Peace Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Where's Mistress Cobweb?
Ready?
Mistress Cobweb, good mistress, get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red humblebee on the top of a thistle, and bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, mistress. And good mistress, have a care the honey bag breaks not. I would be loath to have you overflown with the honey bag. Where's Mistress Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me your knee. I pray you, give your curtsy.
What is your will?
Nothing, good mistress, but to help Peace Blossom to scratch. I must to the barber's, mistress. Methinks I'm marvelous hairy about the face, and I'm such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch a good dry oats. Methinks I've a great desire towards a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have adventurous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I would rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But, I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine sweet honeysuckle gently twist the female ivy so, and rings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Whose daughters now I do begin to pity, meeting her of late behind the wood. I did fall out with her and upbraid her, and he his hairy temples then enrounded with coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms did beg of my patience, I then did ask of her a changeling child, which straightway she gave me, and her fairy sent to my bower in fairyland. And now, Puck, take the transformant scout from off the Athenian's wing, that when he next wake, all of this shall seem a fierce vexation of a dream. But first I shall awaken my fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Vian's bud or Cupid's flower has such force and blessed power. Now my Titania wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought me was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how I do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Puck, take off this head. Titanian music hall, and strike more dead than all these common 5 cents.
Music hall, such a charmed sleep.
Now, when thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound music. Now my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and shall dance triumphantly in Duke Theseus' wedding. There shall all the lovers three be, wedded with Duke Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
And then, my queen, in silent shade, trip we after night sad. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night, that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And, since we have devoured it today, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western valley, let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds, echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bathed the bear, with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near, seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred of Spartan kind, so flued, so sanded, and with heads hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dewlap like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never halled to in Crete, in Sparta, or Thessaly. But judge when you hear. But soft. What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. This Lysander is. This Demetrius is. This Helena, old Nader's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and, hearing of our intent, came in grace of our solemnities. But speak agaze. Is it not the day that your daughter has to give answer to her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. But these woodbirds to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, where fear can sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall repeat amazingly, half sleep, half waking. I swear I cannot truly say how I came to rest here. But as I think, yes, it seems to be. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was where we could be without the peril of Athenian law.
Enough, enough, my lord. You have had enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, Helena told me of their stealth unto this wood, and I, in fury, followed them, her, in fancy following me. But all my love for Hermia melted like the snow, and home it has returned to Helena, and there forever it will remain.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will hear anon. Agaius, I will overbear your will. For in the temple, by and by, with us, these couples shall be eternally knit. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We will hold a feast of great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and far off, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see things with parted eyes, where everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not my own.
Was not the Lord here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father, and Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Then let us follow them. And as we go, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. The next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho! Peter Quince! Flute, the bellows mender, Snap the tinker. Starveling. God's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep. I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream. Past with man can say what dream it was. Man has been an ass if you go about to expand this dream. You thought I was? No man can say what. You thought I was? And you thought I had? Man has been patched full of people offered to say what we thought I had. The eye of man has not heard. The ear of man has not seen. Man's hand cannot taste. His tongue conceive, nor his heart report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I shall sing it at the latter end of her play, before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Did he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. I don't doubt he is transported.
If he comes not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward. Doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport has gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet fully bottom. Thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not escape 6 pence a day. And the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day in Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom! No. A most courageous day. A most happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask not what, for if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All I will say is, the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together. Good strings to your beards. New ribbons to your pumps. Every man look over his part. Meet presently at the palace. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And, with dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to other sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away. Go. Away.
Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I may never believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies, and apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in the brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth pass from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven. And as imagination bodies forth the form of things unknown, the poet's pen gives to them a shape, and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination, that if we're to apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed to bear?
Is all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together? More witnesses than fancy's images, that grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us, waiting in royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours? Where is our usual manager of mirth? Are there no revels in hand? Is there no play to ease away the torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask? What music? How may we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are right. Make choice of which your highness shall see first.
The battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. We'll have none of that. That I have told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of tipsy bacchanals tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device. I heard it played last from Thebes I came a conqueror. The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with our nuptial. A tedious, brief scene of young Pyramus and Thisbe, very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is hot ice and wonder strange snow. How will we make concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious, for in all the play, there's not one word apt, one player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, it is. But Pyramus there engulfed kill himself, and when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water. But more merry tears. Ha! The passion of loud laughter never shed.
Who are they that doth play?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I've heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world. Unless you can find sport in their intent, extremely stretched and calm with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty doth tender it. Go bring them in. Take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness overcharged, and duty in its service perishing.
My gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
But he says they can do nothing of this kind.
The kind are we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do. Noble respect takes in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have proposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes. Where I've seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practiced accents in their fears, and, in conclusion, have dumbly broken off. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence, yet I have picked a welcome. And in the modesty of fearful duty, I read as much from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity speak most to my capacity.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with goodwill. That you should know, we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite, as minding to content you, our true intent is. All for your delight, and you should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show, you shall know all there is like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath read his prologue like a rough colt, he knows not the end. A good moral, my lord, is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath writ on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
He read his speech like a tangled chain, all impaired but nothing disordered. Who is next?
gentles. Perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you should know. This beauteous Lady Thisbe is certain. This man, with rhyme and rough cast, doth present the wall. That vile wall in which did these lovers sunder, and through walls chink. Poor souls, they are content to whisper. At which, let no man wonder, this man, with lantern, dog, and brush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn, to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lieth, height by name, and Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she doth fall, which lion, vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat, with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion beat to speak.
One lion may when many asses do, my lord.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I once now by name present a wall. And such a wall I have, you think that it have a quaint hole, or a chink, through which lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did often whisper through very secretly. This line, this rough cast, and the stone doth show that I am the same wall, this truth is so. And through this cranny which is right and sinister, through which these fearful lovers ought to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair in order to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that I ever did hear discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
O grim-looked night, O night with hue so black, O night, which ever art when day is not, O night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, that stands between their father's ground and mine. Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shall be well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see. It will fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones. Thy stones with lime and hair Get up in thee.
I see a voice. Now lie to the wall, to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love! Thou art my love, I think.
Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace. And like thy manger am I trusty still.
And I like Helen till the fates me kill.
Not Shaveless to Procris was so true.
As Shaveless to Procris, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou in Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Cried life, tied death, I come without delay.
Thus have I long discharged my part so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
Now is a mural down between the two neighbors. But it is no remedy when walls are so eager to listen.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best of this kind are but shadows, if imagination mend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we think them no worse of they themselves, they may prove for excellent men. But here come two noble beasts, a man and a lion.
You ladies, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough and wildest rage doth roar, to know that I, as snug the joiner in, a lion fell nor else no lion's dam, as the lion should come in strife into this place, twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast, and of good conscience.
The very best of the beasts that ever I saw, my lord.
The lion is very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for the fox may carry the goose, but its discretion may not carry his valor.
True. I am sure that his discretion cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well. We shall leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
You should have worn the horns on your head.
No, the horns aren't visible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself the man in the moon who seemed to be.
This is the greatest terror of all the rest. If he were the man moon, then he should be in the lantern.
Well, you see, my lord, he would not go near the lantern, for you see, the candle's already in snuff.
I am aweary of this moon. Would he would change.
Out of courtesy, we must stay the time.
Oh, proceed, moon.
All that I have to say is that the lantern is the moon. Myself, the man in the moon. This thorn bush, my thorn bush. This dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon.
This is old Minnie's tomb, but where is my love?
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And so the lion vanished.
And then came Carrie.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, O spite! But mark, poor night! What dreadful dole is here? Eyes, can you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck! Oh, dear! Thy mantle good! What? Stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell! O fates, come, come! Cut thread and thrum! Quell, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion, and the death of a dear friend, would go near to make a man look sad.
Be sure, my heart, that I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore nature didst thou lie in frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered, my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame, that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come tears, confound, out dagger, and wound the pap of Pyramus. I, that left pap, where heart doth hop. Thus die I, thus. Now am I dead, now am I fled, my soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light, moon, take thy flight. Now die, 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 die. Die!
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead, he is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he may yet recover, and may yet prove an ass.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my love? Oh, Pyramus, arise. Speak, quite dumb. What dead a tomb? Must cover thy sweet eyes. These lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Mother's bake moan. His eyes were green as leaves. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have sure, with shears, his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come blade, my breast imbue. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
And thus lion and moonshine are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that part of their fathers. Would it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a bergamask between two of our company? Oh.
No epilogue, I pray you, for never an excuse when all the players are dead. If he that had writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, then that would have been a fine tragedy. But come, your bergamask, let your epilogue alone. Midnight hath told 12. Lovers, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I'm afraid we may outsleep the coming morn, as much we hath overwatched this palpable gross play. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we in this solemnity of nightly revels and new jollity.
Lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task forlorn. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is time of night, and all the graves all gaping wide, each one lets forth his sprite in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple hectates team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. Now in frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I'm sent with broom before to sweep the dust from the haunted door.
Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and the city after me sing and dance it tripingly.
First rehearse the song by rote, with each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we shall sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house these fairies stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate, never hairlip, mole, nor scar, nor mark prodigious such as are. And the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, read me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this and all is mended. That who have but slumbered here, whilst these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. As I am an honest puck, if we have uttered luck, now's escaped the serpent's tongue. We will make amends ere long, else puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.